All right, what do we got here? Beautiful, beautiful guitar. We have a Boucher GR-BG-42-T. So this is the all Torrefied Mahogany, Addy top. Cool, let's check this guy out. Ooh. Wow, this guitar sounds fantastic. Basically everything I would want out of a Mahogany Dreadnought. It can't be overpowered, which is pretty awesome. It's got that kind of like dry aged type of feel, tone, that really only comes from a new guitar being torrefied, it seems. So yeah, this is fantastic. This would be everything I would want.
Well, that thing's pretty killer. This is really good.
Very resonant. For sure.
Wow, and that thing is very light, very robust. It's definitely the Boucher articulate and balanced. I mean, as a strummer, and that's hitting all the notes.
Yeah, so how this guitar sounds to me, this is a kind of dry, mid-range guitar. I mean, it's fantastic. It's super woody. And it's got that kind of dry air moving, which I really, really like. What I've always really liked about Boucher's is how responsive and kind of buttery smooth everything sounds. And I think that it's just absolutely fantastic. This is a kind of like a big leap, I think, because I know that a lot of manufacturers have not been able to successfully do the Torrefied backwoods as much, and I think that Boucher is knocking it out of the park. This is everything a Mahogany player would want, I would say, and I would include myself in one of those people.
I would definitely say that this thing is really warm and punchy, especially in the midtones. It's a great sounding Mahogany guitar. It in my book, it'd right up there with the best of them.
This guitar sounds like all of Robin's other guitars. They're generally just supernatural. They have a projection and depth of tone that most guitars just don't achieve. And I'm still not sure. After working with Robin for 11 years, I still don't know how he does this exactly. It's a bit of a mystery, but yeah, this thing's incredible. Just warm and even everywhere. There's no hot spots, but that's normal as well for him.
This guitar sounds to me almost, it's got that bell quality where it's like you really just, even a softer handed player like myself, like each note's just very well-rounded and balanced. You can hear every note across the board evenly. There's not one that sticks out or one that lacks, really. It's just got that ton of sustain, too.
This guitar sounds to me very cool because it has an openness to it that high gloss guitars tend to kind of dampen to me some. So even though it's a high gloss, the torrefication of it just allows this guitar to really vibrate. And it has, like I said, that kind of openness that you wouldn't expect from a super fine finish, high gloss guitar.
I mean, this has got a lot of the looks and everything that I would ever want out of it. The only thing I don't completely love, and I know that this is a nitpick, is the rounded kind of where the volute typically would be, or something like that. Also, the neck is very, very comfortable, I feel, for most people. I do like a little bit more heft to a neck for myself. But as far as like the actual box goes and how everything sounds, absolutely fantastic. And these are things I would get over real quick. These are just personal, subjective nitpicks.
If I was to change one thing, I would go with either larger fret markers down here in the fretboard. They are a little small for my taste. It still looks good with this guitar, but I like the bigger stuff. Or I would do none at all, kind of do a Tony Rice feel to it.
The one thing I think I would change on this is the gauge of string. Unlike Corey, I think these feel like mediums to me. Again, like I said, I'm a lighter-handed player, and I set up my stuff very low. So I could be very wrong about that, but I'd probably go with the lighter gauge string just for that comfort aspect. But other than that, the action height is pretty good, actually. I like it right where it's at, but that would probably be the one thing I'd change.
That's a tough one. I mean, this guitar is obviously pretty straightforward. I mean, they didn't throw any of the crazy inlays or anything like that on it. So, I mean, as the platform itself, I don't think there's a whole lot I would change. I think that they really hit it out of the park. The only thing I could see doing is maybe dressing it up a little bit with a couple of more appointments, just because Boucher does such a great job. But that's just such a minimal thing. That's just visual. The guitar itself as a performing instrument is wonderful.
All right, so for playability, comfortability, this guitar is a 10 out of 10. It is extremely well set up. I believe there are lights on here right now. 12 to 53 lights, at least it feels like to me. Neck is extremely fast and playable. Almost, I mean, really, there's nothing to nitpick about the playability of these. Other than the thing I previously mentioned, which is I have a subjective preference to slightly thicker necks, kind of like pre-war style necks. It feels more comfortable in my hands. But as far as the general player populace, I would say is going to absolutely adore the way this neck feels and is set up. So,
It's very comfortable. It's, I mean, it's set up really nice. The neck shape for me is almost perfect. I'm a fan of these smaller necks. I have little smaller hands. And this is up here really close in first position is very comfortable because the way that the headstock is shaped.
Again, across the board, his necks are to die for. The reason I love these necks so much is they're versatile. I just played fingerstyle, just Chet Atkins, but if I wanted to play bluegrass or Celtic or anything, this neck is fast and suitable for anything you're going to do on it. Very, very fast necks.
This guitar feels very solid. Kind of like I said, the action's pretty much just right. Like I said, I would put that lighter gauge string on it, but the neck shape feels pretty comfortable. I'm a little more accustomed to a slider V profile coming from like a Thompson, but it's still a very comfortable neck, very slim almost, kind of a lower profile, but certainly not uncomfortable in any way, but feels good.
This guitar is definitely very modern in its feel. It's got a very slim profile, very comfortable. It's not that big chunky Dreadnought guitar neck profile. In the end, it's super comfortable. And of course, action, maybe just a little bit low for my liking, but in the end, you just adjust that slightly. And to whatever your liking is, but the neck profile, in my opinion, is super comfortable, super modern and comfortable.
yeah, so if I were going to use this guitar, I would use it for bluegrass music, and I would use it for heavy strumming, anything that you are wanting to cut through in a band with or a band setting. This has that woody mid-range that I absolutely love. And it's what I look for in guitars. I imagine that there's a lot of bluegrass players as well who are kind of always looking for that really great cutting guitar sound. And this would be, for me, a no-brainer. Absolutely fantastic. Everything about the way this guitar sounds. Yeah.
Personally, I believe that this would be a great bluegrass guitar. It has the lows that I'm looking for, and it has enough volume to be loud enough you can hear it close to a banjo. Maybe not louder than a banjo, but close to it.
Again, like this, I tour with guitars like this from him, and my show consists of everything from Tony Rice to Django Reinhardt and Jerry Reed and Chet Atkins, and so I play everything in multiple tunings, multiple styles, thumb pick, finger pick, no picks. So yeah, I would use this exactly the same as any other Boucher I play.
I'd say definitely this fits in a bluegrass setting, but where I think it would really benefit is if almost like a layering guitar if you're doing single note chord runs, if that makes sense. So something like along the lines of. When doing some single note runs like that, you really hear the separation in it. So I think it would be a great layer guitar, or on the flip side, just a great bluegrass dreadnought that's really going to cut through the mix.
This is a very versatile guitar. I mean, ultimately, you could flat pick with it. You could strum rhythm. It's not going to be, in my opinion, I don't think it is the most punch in the mouth guitar there, but that's what I think I like about it, is that it's got nuances in the way that it's balanced and voiced, that it's a little different in that aspect. But I think so far as versatility, you could probably do about anything you wanted with this guitar.
It would probably be up there with what I'm mainly using now. I would definitely play shows with this. It's a great instrument.
Yeah, I'd buy this in a heartbeat. The only reason I'd buy this is because Torrefied Mahogany is weird. You just never see that, and he's recently started torrefying maple as well, which just boggles my mind. So yeah, this is a special instrument, very special. Typical. Robin's a genius. He just keeps on doing it.
This guitar, I think, definitely works for me. I would definitely, if I had the bandwidth and the extra spot in the collection to do so, this would definitely be my second. I looked at a ton of Bouchers beforehand before I decided on a Thompson, but Boucher's getting up there. It might be in the future for me there. So I would definitely use this as a great tool.
I would buy this guitar every day. I mean, this is kind of that white buffalo, great white buffalo that you're always hunting or whatnot, that's got the best in fit, finish, feel, projection, tone. This is right up my alley so far as what I would want a Dreadnought to do for me.
Does it work for me?
Yeah, would you buy this guitar?
Yeah, absolutely. I want it. Can we pack it up? Where's the case? I'll take it home.